Hi, Wiesbaden Middle School, and welcome to Celebrating Earth Day. My name is Mary Edmondson, and I represent the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It'll probably come to you as no surprise when I tell you that I work in the environmental branch, which is really awesome because I work with a group of colleagues who are as passionate about the environment as I am. Today, I'm going to be discussing with you energy consumption. First, what is energy consumption? Second, what could you do to calculate your own personal energy consumption? And third, what can you do to conserve energy? So what is energy consumption anyway? Well, by definition, energy consumption is the amount of energy consumed by an individual or organization. World energy consumption is the total energy produced and used by the entire human civilization. Got it? I think you're ready for a quiz. I'm gonna put up 5 pictures. Your job is to figure out which picture does not represent energy consumption. Did you look at the pictures? If you chose the one of my fabulous plants in my garden, you were correct. Those are producers. So now that you know what energy consumption is, I want you to think about things you use daily that consume energy. So while you're thinking of items you use daily that consume energy, I think it's worth mentioning where energy comes from. Ultimately, here on Earth, energy comes from the sun, as you can see I am enjoying on this beautiful day. But since we're stuck inside a lot these days due to the coronavirus, you probably find yourself using a lot of energy from electricity. But when you get in the car or ride the bus to school, you're actually using fossil fuels. Most of the world's energy produced comes from fossil fuels. But there's also other energies like nuclear energy and clean energies in the form of renewable energies such as wind turbines and solar panels. Scientists are constantly looking for ways to produce emerging technologies that make energy cleaner. Now it's time for you to learn how to calculate the amount of energy you use. Let's head to the classroom. Welcome to the classroom. Bet you didn't think I had a classroom in my house. When it comes to measuring or calculating energy, they measure it in kilowatt hours. So really, it's all about the watt. And for you 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, I'm sure you've been recently introduced to these things called formulas in math class. Well, this formula is really cool because all you need to know with any formula, if you could fill in some missing pieces, you can solve for what you're looking for, and in this case, it's watts. So in this particular formula, we have amperes, also known as amps. That's what the A stands for. And we have V, which stands for volts. The W, of course, is the watts, which is what we want. If we can figure this out, we can figure out what kind of energy we use for computers, for switches, for appliances, anything you do during the day at home right now, which is great. So to find the amps, all you have to do is take the device that you use and flip it over. It's generally on the back, but there's usually a spot where you're going to see a lot of little writing. And if you look really close, you're going to see an A, and that stands for amps. In this particular computer, there are 2.31 amps. Now, being that we live in Wiesbaden, Germany, all voltage here in Europe is 220. I'm sure you've heard your parents talk about, oh, we were 110 in the States, and now in Europe, we use 220. So for every single problem here, the V is going to be 220. I'm going to rewrite the time sign, the equal sign, and the W. And I'm sure you've heard your math teacher say, fill in your formula. And now at this point, all we have to do, thank you very much, is solve the formula. So I'm going to write 220 times 2.31. Now you probably already know how to do this math, but let's work it out anyway. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. And again, we have 2. I'm going to move to the tens place. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 2 is 6. Moving to the hundreds place. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 2 is 4. Then you'll remember that you have to add all of these numbers up. Carry the 1. And finally, don't forget we are dealing with a decimal. So we have to take the decimal in the problem and put it to the end. Find the decimal in the answer and move it the same number of places back. And voila, we have 508 and 2/10 watts. This is also really cool because if I had to use a transformer, and you all know what transformers are, they come in all different sizes, like 50 and 200, 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000 size transformers. I'm gonna put up some pictures so you can see what a transformer looks like. You'll remember it. But we always worry about blowing the device or blowing the transformer. My computer actually is dual voltage, so I don't have to stick it into a transformer. But for those of you who have to stick devices and things into transformers, this formula is amazing because you use the same thing. And then you realize that, oh wow, my device is 508 and 2/10 watts. And what that means is you need a transformer that's bigger than that. If I were to stick this into a 200 watt transformer, well, it can't hold the capacity of it and it would blow the device. So this is actually a really cool formula and your parents would be so proud if you knew how to use it. And well, you can tell them which is the proper transformer to use. Okay, now that you have the watts, we simply need to convert them to kilowatt hours. You can use the website here to do this for you. You simply have to take your watts, which in my case is 508 and 20/10 watts, and then also put in the number of hours that you use your device, which I put 3 because I think most of you are in virtual school for at least 3 hours a day. You're going to click the calculate button, and in my case, I get 1.5246 kilowatt hours. Now just think, if you were to use this formula over and over and over again for all of the devices and all the things you use through the day, and then put it in the calculator, you can know how much energy you use throughout the day. Whew, it's good to be back outside. Okay, now that you've learned how to calculate your own personal energy consumption, let's take a minute to think about ways that we can save energy. Why, you might ask? Well, did you know that the United States makes up roughly 5% of the world population? Yet we consume almost 17% of the energy supply in the world. So let's take a look here. Number 1, here's some few tips on how you can save energy. When your mom tells you to turn off the light when you leave your room, do it. Number 2, when you are done with virtual school, go ahead and put your computer on sleep. It really does save a lot of energy. The third idea is that when you're completed with your video games or speaking with your friends on social media, make sure you turn off your devices. Number 4, and I think this is kind of cool. When you take a shower, you can put on a timer, and that way you don't use as much hot water because you're not in the shower as long. Number 5, when it's cold outside, instead of turning the heater on, simply put a sweater on or wear a blanket. There's also other things you can do, like dry your clothes in the sun, or instead of being on a device, read a book.
Or play outside.
Well, I certainly wish I could have met you in person at Wiesbaden Middle School for the Earth Day event. I have included some supplemental information to go along with this presentation, which will 1, help you track your personal energy use, 2, show you the effects of energy consumption, particularly that of COVID-19, has had on our global air pollution, and 3, provide you with the resources I used for the presentation. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the Wiesbaden community. I'm Mary Edmondson. Stay healthy.